Hey folks, hope everybody's doing well, and welcome back to the channel. Doing something a little bit new today. I'm streaming for the first time using OBS. Mitch is in here. He's the one who coached me through this, so hopefully we'll have some better results in terms of sound and not so much background noise and so on, and hopefully this one will go smooth. But I want to thank everybody that's here. Mitch, welcome. William De Silva, nice to see you. Papa Blue, how's it going? There's Dwight Bailey, nice to see you. Tyler Patterson, hope everything is good. Ken White, how are you? Cushman, New York City, how you doing? Cool. 'Alrighty, got some cool guitar tones happening here. Doing everything on bias tonight. Cool. Hope everybody's doing good. Mitch, give me a thumbs up, so it sounds okay. Awesome, awesome. Man, I don't usually bring this one out too often for these things, but this is my my PRS CE, cheapest American-made CE you can buy, bolt-on neck, but it's a really good guitar. Every time I think about maybe I want to unload it, and then I pick it up and I start playing it, and this thing pretty much plays itself. So, Guitar Man 45, how you doing? Hope everybody's doing good. In the middle of winter here. Actually, it's been really warm here, so I can't complain too much about that. But you know, this is always the sort of worst time of the year because football season's over, and you got like at least in Canada, at least 3 more months before we see you know, some warm temperatures. Yeah, Tyler Patterson. Yeah, the new Ace Frehley record. $10,000 volts. There it is. Hey Don, how are you, man? His playing is decent at his age. Yeah, well, if you, I don't know if you saw it, Tyler, but I did a review of the it, and you know, his soloing has sort of come down to about 10 licks, and it's just a matter of just, you know, I'll play lick 3 with lick 5 with lick 7 on this one, and the next song I'll play lick 2 and 8, and you know, it's kind of disappointing, right? You know, on this particular song, which is just playing the riff for 10,000 volts, you know, that one doesn't sound too bad. That's one of the better ones, but there's some stuff that it's like, are you even listening to what's happening behind you? He's just, again, it's so random, right? But yeah, I did a video review on that, so go check that out if you haven't. And I will be appearing on the Review Crew, which is a show on Sea of Tranquility. I'll be recording that this Thursday at 6, and I'll be talking about the record on that channel as well. So look for that. I don't know, maybe later Thursday. I'm not sure when Pete airs it, but we'll be talking about that record there as well, along with some other new releases that I don't know what other new releases those guys are going to be doing, but that's what I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, you saw the review. Yeah, Fighting for Life. Yeah, that's like the best track on there, and his singing is the best on there, on that song. Um, because like I mentioned in the review, when he's sort of not that low, he does all these rolling words that just sound terrible. When he's singing a little bit higher, he gets away with it a little more. I mean, I'm sure they used all kinds of pitch correction or auto tune on it and stuff, but it's like putting lipstick on a pig, right? The vocals just aren't there. But what are you gonna do? Cool. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Thanks for hanging out on a Saturday night. I'm not gigging tonight. Oops. There it is. Hey Dan, how are you? Yeah, I can't do anything about that, Don. Dan in New Jersey, welcome. Miss Southern Belle, there's a new name. Hello. There's Quentin. Nice to see you. Hope everything's good, Q. Hope everybody's good. Yeah, no gigs this weekend. Playing a place next Saturday though. It's like the nicest place we play. Nice big giant stage, and just really looking forward to that place. Broke out the Firebird. Been playing the Firebird again. I don't have it with me. It's upstairs. The case is like 15 feet long, so I kind of leave it where I leave it, Literally, the case is so big when I put it in the back seat of the car, it literally goes from door to door. That's how big that case is. But I'll be breaking that out for the gig next week. I go all out for that show because it's a really nice venue. I take the 212 cab, Friedman Head, the whole 9 yards. Hey, Severe Ben, how are you? Alan, nice to see you. Have I heard Mix Mars solo record? No, I heard, I guess the first single off that record, and I was like, I don't know. Didn't really do it for me. Well, where are you playing? Next week, I'm playing a place called The Revival. It's in Orangeville, Ontario. Hey, Dark Wizard, how are you? Nice to see you. Been looking for a good Firebird for a while. Guitar Man 45. Well, Gibson doesn't even make them anymore, eh? Unless you get custom shop stuff. But they don't make Firebirds anymore. I don't know why they stopped. I guess they weren't selling enough of them. But for right now, if you want a Gibson Firebird and not have to spend custom shop money, the only way you can do it is you got to go and get the you got to get something used, find something used. That's the only way you can find them now. Severe Ben, am I digging a new Ace LP? You mean like that one? I did a video review of it. It's on my channel, Severe Band. Yeah. Every record he puts out is like, this is as good as my 78 solo record. No. Not a huge fan. Could you play a bit of the staccato riff of Custard Pie? I haven't done this in a while, so I'll probably mess it up. That's it. Hey, Russ, if I haven't said hello. Yeah, I haven't played that riff in ages. Surprised I remember it. I haven't got quite the right tone for that. Yeah, I got a little bit of reverb going. I'm doing everything through software, so yeah. Do I think AC/DC should still tour? If Brian can still sing, yes. You know, a lot of these bands, legacy bands, let's call them, um, you know, I know they want to do it, and I know people will go and see them. But for me, and I mentioned this, you know, like we talked about Ace earlier, you know, as a fan, and I get a lot of flack for this, and people right away, oh, at least they're touring, at least they're putting out music, at least they're doing this, you know, and all this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, but when it sort of drops below a certain level, and then it just becomes, I don't know, disappointing, and you kind of get sad about it, and you're like, man, you know, you got to know when to quit. So if Brian can still sing, I mean, I'm sure Angus can still play. Um, you know, Cliff isn't going to be touring with them on this go round. I forgot I don't know, who's taking Cliff's spot, but you know, then I would say, yeah, go ahead. You know, surprisingly, I don't know if if people are in a Priest, but Priest just put out a song, released another single called "The Serpent and the King." You know, speaking of guys who whether they can still do it, and Rob Halford is screaming his ass off, and he sounds like just the way he did on "Screaming for Vengeance," like, and you know that guy still got it. So more power to Judas Priest, you know. But you know, another band that I grew up with, Kiss. I mean, those guys should have packed it in 20 years earlier, you know, because Paul Stanley's voice has been shit for so long, but I've talked about that too many times on this channel already, so. Yeah, it's only Brian and Angus now. Yeah, they got the nephew or the cousin or whatever playing. I took over for Malcolm. And, yeah, it's the two guys, right? Yeah. I was talking about a double record. What did I miss? Oh, the 49th anniversary of Physical Graffiti. Yeah, Physical Graffiti is. I did a Led Zeppelin ranking, and I think that was It wasn't my number one. I think it was my number two. But as far as like double albums of original material, that that's pretty hard to beat that record. Yeah, Tyler, it's my favorite double album of all time. Yeah, probably, yeah. Hey, Ken White, if you never had the chance to see the great ones in their heyday, because most of them are just a shadow of what they once were. Yeah, I did a show on Saxon couple weeks back, and they just put out a new record, which is good. Um, I mean, there's bands that are out there that are still doing it and still delivering good quality material. But they're, you can count them on one hand. You got Glenn Hughes as a freak of nature. He still sounds great. There's another Black Country Communion record coming out here. I think. I think by the end of the year, I think it's supposed to be out. Um, yeah, but it's few and far between. But I know some of these bands they need to know when to quit. But I guess as long as people are still going and just to say that they saw so and so, but I don't get that. I don't get that. But they're still making money doing it, right? That's why these guys will go until they're in wheelchairs. Yeah, so Joe DeLenzis, that's what the yeah. Bands should tour as long as people see them. Yeah, well, again, it's a personal thing, right? For me, I'd rather not go see a band that I loved if they're just gonna disappoint me. I'd rather remember them as they were. Yeah, but yeah, look, Kiss was selling out right to the end, so a lot of people still want to see them. Hard to watch Angus throw himself down on a metal graded stage at 60. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing too, man. You don't want these guys hurting themselves, man. And Angus is a real physical guy. He's banging his head. He's jumping all over. So yeah. Caught so many bands that I missed too because didn't have the time resources to go. Yeah, I was too stoned, so I don't remember what they look like. I don't know. Jimmy's riffs were amazing, but on top of that, the insistent nature of the Wonton song, yeah. Yeah, I haven't played that one in ages too. Ozzy gonna make it back to the stage? I don't think so. Severe band. If he does, it'll probably be a one-off. I would think. But I mean, if you've seen every once in a while, you'll see like a photo of him and stuff, and he looks in pretty rough shape, hunched over, is walking with a cane. I think he has a hard time even getting around. So, hey, Cecil Music, how are you? Yeah, I don't know. I think Ozzy's. I think all those years of abusing himself caught up to him, unfortunately, right? I mean, these guys aren't bulletproof. And he had that real bad accident with the, what do they call those things? Cross runners or whatever, the three-wheel thing, a few years ago. That's it. See, Ace trying to play the Shock Me solo on Shred with I saw Ace on Shred with Shifty. Yeah. Not good. Wearing and tearing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Alan, you should check out that show I did with, oh man, this was a long time ago. I did it with Pete, and it's on my channel. I did it with Pete and Martin, and we, what did we do? Did we rank? I think we ranked all the Zeppelin records. Should check it out. Big festival, a lot of metal bands. Quite. Hey, there's Johnny Bean. I'm 66. Yes, sorry to break it to you, Papa Blue. You're not bulletproof, dude. Saw Ozzy when he did back in the early 80s and later with Sabbath. I saw Ozzy with Sabbath on the End Tour, and it was horrible. I got a bad show. It's like Ozzy was singing with Sabbath. Or Ozzy was singing, but to a different band the whole night, because he was off key the whole night, like so out of key that when I'm watching, I'm a huge Tony Iommi fan, so I'm literally trying to block Ozzy's vocal out of my head so I can just sort of focus on Tony. It was terrible, but I understand that he did play better shows, so I just got a bad one. It was horrible. How about some of their favorite Sabbath riffs? Well, I played. What's that? Shit, what's the song called? Something in the Sky. Why am I blanking on the name of that song? Anyways. My favorite Sabbath album, hands down. Just getting caught up here. Oh, the Black and Blue tour. Yeah. Hole in the Sky. Thank you. It's like something in the sky. Yeah. Do you have another band you're going to rank with Martin and Pete? Yeah, we're going to be doing I'm not sure the date. It's usually like, I think it's the third week of March now. We're going to be doing the Gillan Band. Okay, so, and we're talking Gillan Band, not, because Gillan's been in a few other things, but the actual Gillan Band. Just we're going to rank the records of that project, and I believe it's 6 records. That'll be next. You heard it here first, folks. You like my 10,000 volts review? You know, and I try to, I mean, I'm hoping people didn't just watched it all the way through, because I did go on about my love for Ace and his inspire me to play and all that kind of good stuff. And I mean, of all the guitar players that, he was like my first guy that really got me, and I've ripped off Ace's licks for years, you know. Like I do all of that. That's all Ace shit, right? So, yeah. So, great sustain. Yeah, it's this is all software. This is I find that I've done these shows before and I've used pedals, but for whatever reason, the software seems to translate over the YouTubes a little bit better. So it's just a patch that I tweaked. You love Gillen? Can't wait for that one. Yeah. Oh, nice tone. Thank you, Joe. Yeah. Oh, what other riffs to play for you guys? Oh, here we go. I fucked it up. You got a curio cabinet like mine? Yeah, so you probably can't see it from here, but in that curio cabinet I've got all those Todd McFarlane Spawn. Remember we made those Kiss. There's like a Love Gun thing, and I think there's like a Creatures Dynasty, and then the superheroes. I got them all in there. Ken White says Stanley and Simmons were good, but I always felt that it was Frehley and Chris that really put Kiss on the top. I mean, I'd say Frehley more than Chris, but yeah. I mean, to me that lineup, the music they put out with that lineup is the best stuff they ever did. So, those first six studio, well, Dynasty's already Anton Fig, but if I include Dynasty, I guess those 7 records. And a fourth side of Alive 2, which is sort of, Bob Kulick, and although I do like the fourth side of Alive 2 quite a bit as well. What's the rig tonight, Joe S? This is Bias Effects. It's all software I'm using tonight, so yeah, that's all I'm using tonight. No, well, I'm taking the line out, XLR out of my Friedman head, but all the effects and everything are coming from the software. How Ace used a lot of open notes. Made a three-piece sound even bigger. Yeah. Get up. Parasite. Yeah, Hotter Than Hell's a great record. Yeah. Well, thanks for asking, Spencer Cron. How did my Telly Deluxe work out for your gig? Hey, Marlon Hill. I did 2 gigs with the. I did a review. I bought a 70s style Telecaster. And I did a review of it on my channel if you're interested in that guitar. 2 humbucker Telecaster. I did 2 gigs with it, and absolutely fantastic. Those pickups in there, they're quite ballsy. And it's funny. It's humbuckers, but it still kind of sounds like a Fender. I may do a video where I A-B that guitar with a Les Paul just to kind of do a comparison. So that might be coming up here soon. Yeah, when he scratches his wig severe band, his whole thing just... See, I don't have a lot, but this is all mine. Look, you can count. Looks like I'm getting a transplant, eh? The joys of aging. Hey, DMG. Thanks for being here. The reverb sounds amazing. Yeah, it's again in the software. It's a digital reverb. Actually, I added that just before we went on because I thought it sounded a little dry. A show on Riot, Cecil. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen. There's a lot of bands we haven't done Blue Oyster Cult yet. That might be coming up soon. So. And yeah, check out my recommend an album to review. Put one out last Thursday. I've already got a record that I've been listening to for this coming Thursday. And this record that I'm doing, I don't want to give it away, but man, it's really good. It's so cinematic and atmospheric, but still cool. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this record. That's, you know what? That's a happy accident, that thing, because I thought about doing that show and have people recommend records. And for me, it's been so cool because I'm like listening to all this music that in 100 years I never would have listened to, bands I'd never heard of. And I've been turned on to so much good stuff through that show, you know. I mean, most notably, recently I did a band called Drunk Horse, which just absolutely blew me away. Like, holy shit, is that good stuff. Check out Drunk Horse. Adult Situations. Amazing. Am I interested in unusual tunings just like Jimmy was? No, I don't really play with... I mean, outside of Drop D, which is not unusual. Everybody does that. I don't really mess with tunings too much. Uh, have we played a deluxe reverb? No, that was I did both gigs with a Blues Junior. The new one though with the Celestian, it sounds really good, Spencer. Yeah, I don't really do a lot of the. You should check out my original music, folks. I've got like over 30 original songs. They're all up on Spotify. Yeah, man, put me on your Spotify playlist. 30 songs. Or play some. Here's my latest one, the opening riff. I'm playing it, messed it up there a little bit, but that's my latest track. It's called Where's My Ride? Yeah, go check out my original music. That would be much appreciated. And put something in the comments. If you like it, if you don't like it, don't say anything. I'm kidding. Put something in the comments. Check it out. It's like 30 some odd songs in there. Here's another one. That one's called Heavy. Just to Kill was the first important record of my life. Yeah, yeah. For me, it was probably Destroyer. Although I'm not as enamored with Destroyer now as I was. Heck, did you ever get into the blues at all? Oh yeah, man. I'm a huge Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. He was a he was huge, man, for me. And I played in God, how many years ago was that? Long time ago, 25 years ago. I played in a blues band, like just strict blues, like Rory Gallagher, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all that kind of stuff. Everybody knows me for Les Pauls, but I was a Strat guy for years. The Les Paul thing came afterwards, but I love that stuff. Joe Bonamassa, I'm a huge Joe Bonamassa fan. I went to see him a few years back. Club Ninja. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. What about out of phase and split coil setups? I have the out of phase Jimmy Page wiring on one of my Les Pauls. The problem with that thing, sort of thing, severe band, is it sound for recording it's great, but in a live setting, if you do the out of phase or even if you split pickups, you just disappear. So the problem is playing live, you got to be heard, and yeah, it's tricky to do. Love the ascending nature of it. Oh, thanks, Alan. Go check it out. I just played you the riff to my latest songs. Club Ninja's grown on you over the years. You love it now. Yeah, yeah. Things change. Is Spotify? Hey, Giles, 2024. Is Spotify doing anything for me? Let's see. In 3 years, I've made $30 on Spotify. What does that tell you? So or no, not 30 bucks on DistroKid, which is like every streaming service. So yeah, it costs me more to register than it is to have my stuff up there. So, or did it just evolve naturally or organic? Did you devise your own individual tone? Well, I mean, everybody does, Alan. You know, it's like you got certain sounds in your head, you know, and you just try to reproduce them the best you can. And you're never going to sound like your heroes because you're not your heroes. You're going to sound like you, right? You know, there's certain tones that I'm always going after, right? If I'm playing, you know, like rock, my go-to is Back in Black. I love that. That's like the best rock guitar tone. If I'm going heavier, then I'm going like, I mean, and this is me and everybody really. If I'm going heavier than that, I want a lot of percussiveness. You know, I'm going for like, you know, Van Halen one. You know, like everybody's got the same kind of, you know. And if I'm playing sort of bluesy stuff, then I want to get that Stevie Ray sound. You know, like so. You know, you're just trying to sort of get the sounds that you hear in your head. You know, what's cool is when you do original music. You know, like I have sounds in my head that I want for certain parts. So when I'm doing original music, I'm doing different guitars, different amps, different pedals, everything different. Every part has a different sound. So, you know, it's all what you hear in your head, and then you're just trying to reproduce it. Destroyer an Ezrin record more than a Kiss record? Yeah, to some extent. Yeah. Oh, you met Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh man, that's awesome, Severe Band. That guy was just, oh my god, otherworldly. I never saw him live. I never saw him live. I mean, he was gone before I had a chance to see him. Les Paul greater than everything else. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a Les Paul guy, right? And how I know that is, you know, because I like to dabble in other guitars. I mean, I've got, you know, Fenders and, you know, I have the PRS here and some other things and other models of, you know, Gibsons, you know, SG and got the Firebird and whatever. But for whatever reason, when I get a Les Paul in my hand, that's like home. That just feels right. You know, it's home. But, you know, you like to, at least I like to try other stuff. I just got a 70s Telecaster, you know, just for something different, you know. Just different sounds, different, you know, makes you play a little bit different too. I find different guitars make you play a little bit differently. Yeah, I tend to agree with that, Cecil. Yeah. But, I mean, if you go back and listen to Space Invader Cecil, I mean, Ace does have a lot of pop leanings, right? So, you know. Oh, you saw SRV three times? That's amazing. All with Beck shit. That's a killer show, Ken. That's cool, Severe Band. Otherworldly, how about Carlos? Santana? Santana! Yeah, I dig Santana. Not the biggest Santana fan in the world, but I dig him. Oh, Anomaly's a way better record, Cecil. There's no comparison. That's his last good sober record. So like 2000s. That's his best album for me. Yeah. This is way too much gain, but oh man, I'm messing that up. Hey, Pete Brown, welcome. Thank you. What do you think about playing to backing tracks? It seems to be getting popular in the pubs, less complicated than a real band. Um, uh, I don't think I'd ever do it, Jules. Like in front of people. I mean, I do it at home all the time. I got all kinds of videos of me playing with backing tracks. You know, it's great practice. I mean, it's one thing to sit there and practice, your scales and, your chops and all that kind of stuff. But, for me, get that, do that, get the mechanics out of the way, and then try to make music. And, for me, jamming and soloing is sort of, that's where the real practice is, being creative spontaneously. That's where the real practice is. I play in a cover band, but I always leave a lot of space for improvisation because I don't want to be up there. I don't want to be a parrot the whole night and just, have you know, laid out solos and stuff. I mean, don't want to be bored to death. So I always leave spots where I can just kind of go off script there for a little bit, and hopefully stick the landing, right? Strat is your home base. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying earlier, Pete, I was a Strat guy for years, man. I was in the they call it a function band in England. It was basically like a wedding type band, and we used to play a lot. Like when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like I don't know, I probably did 300-400 shows with that band, and it was a Strat. All I played was a Strat. I actually had real honest fretwear and real honest, like there were spots on the neck that were just, or on the fretboard that were just worn right out, and that's from playing. I didn't pay a guy to relic it. It was real relic, and funny enough, I sold that guitar and with dented frets because it needed a fret job, and the guy that bought it off me, he's like, no, 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 I'll take it like that. Like case was busted, he just took it. So that was actually a really good deal. I sold that guitar for what I paid for it years later because it had lace sensors in it, Fender lace sensors, and I don't know if there's popular, but there was a point where they were like real popular for whatever reason. It's like, okay, I never liked the lace sensors, to be honest with you. Um, Santana in '77. Wow, you got a lot of his records. Yeah, I had to learn Europa by Santana. I had to play that years ago. That's a nice, real nice instrumental that he's got. Jay Giles and Santana. It's Jay Giles opening for Santana. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, Pete. Usually, on my original stuff, I have everything composed ahead of time. Second guitar parts, overdubs, and all that stuff. The only thing that I don't pre-plan is the solos. I kind of like the idea of just when you have everything kind of layered and you're listening to everything, and then just like go for it. And what I'll do is, my brother is the guy with the recording, little recording studio and that. I'll literally tell him, hey, just put the solo section on a loop, and he'll loop it, and he'll walk out of the room for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, get a coffee, have a cigarette. By the time he gets back, it's like, okay, let's go. And then you hit record. And I'll do, I don't know, 3, 4 at the most. And then we just pick the best one, right? I don't even comp solos. It's just whichever one sounds the best. If I sat there and composed it, probably could have come up with something maybe more musical, but not as honest. I don't know. Oh, Pat Travers is a beast, Marlon. Yeah, Pat Travers, that'd be a good guy. A good show, doing a show on him. Never been refretted? Brian May's guitar? Wow. Take guitar how you can and play them. Yeah. Guitars all been refretted twice and still had a ton of mileage left. Solid workhorse. EVH Wolfgang Special. Pete, have you ever played the original? I call it the original or the first. Maybe that's a better term. Eddie Van Halen guitar, the Ernie Ball Music Man, the Access. Those are killer guitars. I had one. I had the Super Sport, and I buy and sell a lot of stuff, and that's one that to this day I regret selling that thing. That was just dumb of me to do. I mean, it basically swap that for this, but not that this is crap or anything, but that guitar is just otherworldly. When I approach soloing, do you draw inspiration from some of your favorite players? Yeah, well, I mean, everybody has their sort of bag of licks and their go-tos and all that sort of thing. I don't really think of anyone in particular. It's more I'm trying to write something or come up with something that sort of fits the song, the changes and the mood maybe that I'm hitting the right notes. I'm putting in, some expression into it, doing something very musical. So in that regard, I mean, if I think of guitar soloists that, if I think of just like in general guitar soloists that have always impressed me because they've always played stuff that have, absolutely fit perfectly. Elliot Easton is one. Every guitar solo he's ever played with the Cars is musical perfection. Another guy I'll mention is Neil Schon from Journey. And you know what? I'm going to say Ace Frehley from Kiss in the 70s. All his solos were like, perfect. They took the song to another level. So that's what I try to do. I'm not you hear me play here. I'm not great. I don't have crazy chops and whatever. So for me, it's just about note choice and, trying to play something very, very musical. Snorting whiskey, drinking cocaine. Shit, I knew that riff. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'll butcher it. Oh, you tried the Ernie Balls. Yeah. Ernie Ball, man, they make them really good stuff. I mean, they're super, super expensive. But, man, they make good guitars. I mean, for me, they're better than PRSs, like the higher end PRSs. This, I said at the top of the show, is like the least expensive American-made PRS you can buy. And this is better. I played $5,000, $6,000 PRSs, and this smokes them. So, but I'd put them up on the same level as like a Sur guitar, the Ernie Balls. They're like a hidden treasure because a lot of people don't really know about them. Six String Stanger, hey man, nice to see you. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well too, buddy. Yeah, solos fit every song. So that's kind of what I'm going for, right? Like a solo that, it's kind of the highlight of the song. Because, when you're listening to these guys and it's always like you're anticipating that solo and then it comes in and you're like, holy shit, like a good song just got better. That's what a good lead is supposed to do. It's supposed to elevate, Yeah, four licks with no, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Cecil. And that's why, I'm listening. And there's a couple of tracks on that record. I don't want to keep going back to that 10,000 volts record. But there's a song on there, Back Into My Arms. I mean, I'm listening to that. And it's got that sort of 80s, melodic power ballad kind of feel. And you're just waiting for this amazing lead to just kick in and just transport you. And then he just plays garbage. And like, really? A 5-year-old could have come up with something better than that. I mean, that thing's just screaming. I mean, I can hear notes in my head. That's the other thing. When you got a really good piece of music, it'll tell you what to play. It's like it's screaming for this or that or whatever, and you'll know where to go immediately and squeeze out all the melodic goodness that you can out of those notes, right? And then it's like, it's such a missed opportunity. Terrible. Have you heard the Coverdale Page album? Oh, for sure. Love that record, man. Yeah, it's too bad they only did the one too. Yeah, I had that. I had that record on a little cassette tape. I used to listen to that all the time. Yeah, I like the acoustic stuff that Jimmy was doing back then too. I really like. There's a record that Jimmy made called Outrider, solo record. That's really really good too. Where he's got a bunch of guest singers and stuff on it. That's a great album. That one you should look up if you haven't heard of it. Outrider. His most inspired playing since Presence. Alan, check out Outrider. Fighting for Life is the best track on the record, Cecil, for sure. You lost your switch. You mean the little rubber thing on the top of the switch? The little... Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, severe, man. Now, speaking about people, we did a gig 2 weeks ago, and it was a birthday party, and the guy was a drummer, the guy whose party it was, and he wanted to come up and play and let me play and this and that. So we waited till the end of the night, and we're like, and then he didn't come around. We're like, okay, finally we're out of here. And then he comes up the very last, oh, can I, and so he's like, do you know this song? Oh yeah, you're gonna play this song. So the song that we did, you guys wouldn't know it because it's a Canadian band, Tragically Hip. Anyways, starts off with a guitar intro, and he said he played this song and he played in a band. And we start doing the riff, and he comes in at the wrong part. I had to stop. Where are you now? Okay, and then I come back in, and the whole track, it was like drum solo. Fortunately, it was the last song of the night, but man, yeah, when people want to come up and play and, it's not a jam. It's not karaoke, like we're here to do a job. When you get on the bus, do you ask the driver to take a seat so I can drive the bus for a while? You know what I mean? Like if we ask somebody to come up, that's one thing, but if you're a musician and you're watching a band, don't ask to sit in. Just don't. Unless it's a jam. It's just not good. It's not good. The pickup switch knob. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, those come off quite easy, Giles. A little bit of glue in there and then pop that sucker back in. Jason Bonham is on Outrider. Cool. Yeah, you'll like Outrider if you like Coverdale Page, Alan. He does some fantastic playing. There's a slow blues on there that he just smokes. Really, really good. Yeah, you got it, Dark Wizard. It's very cool. No, it wasn't Blowing High Dough. It was Three Pistols of your band. Hey, Gary, how are you? What's your thoughts on a few underappreciated guitarists from the 70s? Well, you just mentioned one of them, Frank Marino. Randy Bachman doesn't get a lot of love. He's never in the conversation. I think he's phenomenal. I'd even argue Alex Lifeson is not often part of the conversation. Was the guy drunk? No, Spencer, he wasn't drunk. He was delusional. Bit a guy because the guy didn't want him to get up on stage. Oh, there's Sebastian Bach. That's funny. Oh, we're at the hour. All right, I'll hang here for a few more, guys. I don't usually like to go longer than an hour. I want to thank everybody for coming in and checking out the channel. You guys rock. Yeah, go check out my original music since we're talking about it. I got an original songs playlist on my YouTube channel. And if you go on any streaming software, type in Guitar Hack, you'll see like, I don't know, 25, 30 songs pop up. Oh, you haven't checked out Max Webster? You don't know what you're missing, Cecil. It's gonna it's gonna blow your mind, dude. Matt Mays from Nova Scotia. No, I haven't heard of him. No. Yeah, that's exactly right, P. Brown. Yeah, yeah. Underrated guitarist. Yeah, Elliot Easton. Yeah, yeah. He's not ever part of the conversation. I did a series a while back, my top 25 guitar players. I didn't get as far as 25 because nobody watched them. I think I got as far as like 10 or something. Anyways, Elliot Easton was in that group. Tragically Hip was awesome. Yeah, I mean in Canada they were. I mean the problem with them for us here in Canada, at least and they're in my province, was they were shoved down our throats. So a lot of us are like, it's overexposure for me. But for somebody that didn't have them shoved down their throats, yeah, they were a pretty good band. Kim Mitchell underrated, yeah, Marlon Hill, sorry, for sure. Good Canadian artist. Yeah. All right. Rick Emmett, criminally underrated. I guess maybe yeah, in Canada he's talked about quite a bit. Maybe outside of the Canada, yeah, maybe. But even in Canada, Randy Bachman, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's out now with a band he's calling BTO that doesn't play BTO songs. Yeah, it's a great riff. Fast Eddie Clark, man, Fast Way, good stuff. Play Logger and Nail. I don't know Logger and Nail, Marlon. Wildflower by the Cult. Oh man. You should check out if you go to my live music um, playlist. I did that song with a band where like I'm playing the solo, which I think was something like that. Yeah, I used to do that. Check it out. It's you see me playing it with a band, nice and loud, with a Les Paul. It's killer. Yeah, check that out, Alan. Most of my favorite players are not technical. Yeah, neither are mine. Yeah. I don't mind the technical thing, if somebody's very technical, as long as they're musical at the same time, as long as there's music. That's why, these, you know, was it Periphery? It's like, where's the melody? I can't, it's like listening to math. I don't know. Do I have any opinion on chips and made Les Pauls? I've never tried one. I don't know. Some people get lucky and they get good ones. I mean, I played Harley Benton Les Pauls. They're not bad. I mean, except for the I don't know what the hell they use for fretboard material. The one I played, it is like paper. But I did a video where I A-B'd it with a real Les Paul, and some people couldn't tell the difference, sound-wise, so. Saving the best for last, yeah. Yeah, hey, Alex2112. Yeah. Yeah, King's X. Ty Tabor, yeah. For sure. Great guitar player. All right, folks, so what do I got coming up on the channel? I might do another episode of Guitar Arsenal for 2024. Stop doing that because there wasn't really that how much of a response for it, but I may do it again. I don't know. But anyways, apart from that, look for recommend an album to review every Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm listening to a record right now that I will be reviewing. So check that out. Check out my original music. It's on every streaming service. I also have an original music playlist here, so when we're all done here, go check that out. There's lots of good rock and stuff on there. There's some heavy stuff, some melodic stuff. Most of the songs are instrumentals. There's a few that unfortunately I have to sing, and I'm telling you right now, I'm no Ace Frehley, singing wise. So, but there you go. Go check that out. That'd be much appreciated. If you want to help support the channel, links are below. That'd be much appreciated. If you're new, hit the like button. Please subscribe. I'm like so close to 4,000 subscribers, but it's been eluding me for the last few months, but I think I'm like maybe 5 or 6 away. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and get me over that hump, get me to 4,000. That would absolutely be fantastic. Yeah. Better than Ace? Can I sing better than Ace? By this much. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't have auto-tune. All right, folks. This is always fun. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll be doing this a month from now. Take care, everybody. Cheers.